Laughter is the only thing that'll keep you sane. In this world that's dying more and more every day. Don't let evil get you down.
On any given Friday night, Catawba Valley Young Life sends out leaders to the high schools, hoping to build friendships with the lost and hurting teenagers.
I want you to live forever.
As long as high school kids in our city mill around at ball games looking for love in all the wrong places.
As long as they desperately seek an identity based on the opinions of friends and reputation.
As long as high school kids limp through the stands broken by family strife, enslaved by drugs, alcohol, and sex.
I want to be found there, not in the adult section where it is respectable and controlled. I want to be right in the middle where passions, vulgar and profane, blurt out obscenity.
Where arrogant and reckless facades hide wounded hearts filled with insecurities and fears.
'Cause you're a symphony. I want you to live forever under.
I want to be found right in the middle of those kids.
Where God has positioned me to shine forth His grace, His hope, His love, and His truth.
Live forever.
As long as there is an enemy who can convince his victims that tomorrow doesn't matter and that harm will not find them.
As long as God has rendered him a defeated foe using the weakest of us to shine his light that pierces the darkest places and brings rescue to the lost.
As long as darkness is blasted away by the light of the world, the light that lives within all who know, follow, and love Him.
Take courage.
As long as there is such darkness, I'll man my post right in the middle of that chaos, holding my position until He calls the last play and the lights fade out.
Living a different lifestyle than I am now. I would play football games on Friday, and Friday night I had to be drunk or high somewhere. And that Monday morning, my Young Life leader would always come in, and knowing what I did this weekend, he would still love me and still be with me.
My Young Life leader took me to camp, and that's where I fell in love with Christ.
The sky's so blue. Oh yeah.
Karen Belinko. Danny Hobart.
Mike Hall.
Claude Davis. Claude Davis.
My life will never be the same.
My life will never be the same. My life will never be the same.
My life will never be the same. My life will never be the same.
Live forever.
If you've ever been to a football game on a Friday night in Hickory and taken a moment to glance into the chaos that is the student section, you may have seen a few seemingly random adults laughing, standing, and cheering along with those students. It's a good chance that those adults were Young Life leaders. We do this in the hopes that we might step into their lives and give them a confrontation with the God of the universe and tell them the greatest love story ever told. That God created them, loves them, and has a plan for their lives. As Young Life leaders, we journey into the high schools and middle schools, knowing that teenagers are lonely and hurting, and knowing that, like Jesus, we can learn their names and become their friends. And it's not just at the football games. It's in the lunchrooms. It's in the hallways after school. It's at practices. It's Young Life Club on Tuesday nights and Wildlife on Saturday nights. It's small group discipleship through campaigners. It's a group of middle school boys getting a shake at cookout, or it's a one-on-one conversation with a girl at Starbucks. Anywhere where high school kids can be found, we can be found. We want to be right there in the middle of all that chaos.
I want you to live.
It is worth every penny we spend. It is worth every ounce of time and energy we put into it because kids' lives are being changed for eternity.
I want